Hey guys and gals and my fellow VEDS-ies, welcome back to another day of VEDS, and welcome back to another episode of I Just Watched, the show where I give you my preconceptions and postconceptions of movies I've never even seen before. Today I am going to be giving you my preconceptions and postconceptions for arguably one of the strangest Pixar movies they've ever made, and not because of the content of the movie itself, but rather its production history. That's why I'm talking today about The Good Dinosaur. I've obviously never seen The Good Dinosaur. I don't really even hear people talking about it all that much. It's not a movie that people talk about as sort of like one of Pixar's greats. It's also a movie with a very troubled production history, as me from the future through voiceover will explain. Starting development in 2009 and announced at the 2011 D23 Expo as the untitled Pixar movie about dinosaurs, the film was the brainchild of Peter Sohn and Bob Peterson, and was originally supposed to come out in November of 2013. Then, between April and August of 2012, it received the new title of The Good Dinosaur, an all-star cast including the likes of Neil Patrick Harris, John Lithgow, and Frances McDormand, as well as a new release date of May of 2014. After that, in mid-2013, Bob Peterson left the film because of third act story issues he couldn't crack, with other Pixar alums stepping in to try to salvage the film. This included scrapping most of the cast, excluding McDormand, and pushing the movie back 2 more times to its final release date of November 2015. Thank you, Professor. Now, again, I really don't know what to expect going into this movie. Pixar have never really steered me wrong in the past. Even some of their weaker movies, in my opinion, there are still some things I like about it. However, there is one thing about Pixar that I kind of wish they would do, and this doesn't really have to do with The Good Dinosaur itself. This could be a video in and of itself, but to sort of give a Cliff Notes version, I kind of wish Pixar would go back to trying to sort of make you laugh instead of trying to make you feel things. I know that sounds weird, but it just, I don't know. I feel like ever since Toy Story 3, or Up, probably even, they feel like on a checklist or a dartboard, they have to hit the bullseye of make you feel things. Which is fine, I mean, that's good. But then you watch, like, A Bug's Life, or the original Toy Story, definitely. And those movies to me just feel like they were trying to make you laugh. It's more joke and character driven as opposed to emotionally driven. Again, neither of which are bad. It's just something that I've noticed. But again, I really don't know what to expect. I'm hoping it's good. But now let's go to me in the future, again through voiceover or on camera. We'll have to figure it out. I don't even know what I'm going to do up to this point. But yeah. How was the movie? Alright, so I just got done watching The Good Dinosaur on Disney+. Honestly, that was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, especially given its troubled production history. Now again, it is far from Pixar's best, but I also would hesitate to say it's not their worst. I'd even go so far as to say it is far from their worst. Before I get to the things that I liked about the movie, I guess I'll talk about the few things that, not that I didn't like, but that I noticed. First off, the first act of the film is basically an abridged Lion King, which is to say, we have a scene that takes place at night where a father takes his son to teach him some kind of life lesson.
Sometimes you gotta get through your fear to see the beauty on the other side.
Only to immediately be followed by the father croaking.
Guess who's gonna be on the place?
It's even in a gorge, too. Arlo is also a really complicated protagonist because it's very hard to make a character who is scared of everything relatable, likable, and someone that you want to root for. That's why characters like him, kind of like, the Chucky Finsters, are usually secondary characters. They don't usually lead a story, which is a shame because while I don't really care for Arlo that much, The cave kid Spot, I really think is a very interesting character, and the fact that they keep him a mute and basically just have him emote through very good animation and grunts, I think was a very bold move. I think a lot of lesser studios wouldn't have done that, even if he basically comes down to having the mannerisms of a dog. Visually, I don't know. I don't really know what they were going for. It's clashing tones. You have this very hyper realistic looking backgrounds and water effects and wind effects and lightning, stuff that honestly kind of rivals today's animation. Honestly, I was kind of surprised this came out in 2015 because it really doesn't look like it. But then on the other side of it, you have these more cartoony looking characters, including Arlo, who's basically a green version of the Kraft macaroni and cheese mascot. Again, I'm not going to say that it wasn't beautiful, but I think they could have maybe stylized the backgrounds a little bit more to make it match. However, hands down, I think one of the best reasons to go watch The Good Dinosaur is the scene where Arlo and Spot are covered from the rain at night and they're talking about their families, and literally that whole scene with the drawing the circles in the sand with the sticks representing the family members and how they so elegantly, and God, this was so fucking good, were able to illustrate that the cave kids, Spot's kid parents, were dead without any dialogue, and it was just really good animation and music. That is a top 10 scene in Pixar history, and I'm sorry if you disagree, but that rivals a lot of even other animated studios movies. That was a really well done sequence. So overall, kind of a mixed bag. I would recommend it if you're even slightly interested. I had a good time. I think it's worthy of a couple of repeat viewings, but again, while I think it's good, I don't think it's really Pixar's greatest, but it's also far from their worst. I would easily watch this again over something like Brave. But now I pass the question off to you guys. What did you all think of it? If you've seen it, comment below, let me know. And until tomorrow, guys, gals, and my fellow VEDS-ies, I will see you tomorrow.